Greetings, my fellow warriors, about Meckanimal, and today we're going to discuss about the amount of sleep required for us to function properly as human beings as well as athletes to make tremendous gains. It is really important as athletes to have the proper amount of sleep, as it is where all the gains, the muscle gains and strength gains occur during sleep. So to start with, it is commonly suggested to have about 8 hours of sleep daily, which is fairly good number. But I'd rather go in terms of sleep cycles, and we do need about 35 sleep cycles weekly, and feel free to spread it evenly throughout the days and making it about 5 sleep cycles daily. Or the good thing is, as long as you manage to cumulatively achieve the 35 sleep cycle throughout the week, you should be good to go. You have a good recovery process. So let's go by daily. Let's assume you spread it evenly on 5 sleep cycles daily. A sleep cycle is about an hour and a half. That make it about 7 hours and a half of sleep that you should be having daily to be able to recover properly and have a good a good functioning brain. And myself, I do use about 4 hours and a half on average minimum, so that's a good thing, because on other days where I'm less busy, I manage to cover the remaining amount of cycle that I need. And 4.5 hours equate about 3 cycles, which puts me in a deficit of 2 cycle ideally. And the good news is I can make up for those sleep cycle throughout the day by having some power nap. And from what the studies figured, you have few windows throughout the day where you could optimize the sleep gains by targeting those hours. And the hours are between 12 and 2 p.m. and between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. So you have those 2 windows of 2 hours that you can use to have some power and app that goes from 30 minutes to an hour and a half and have like a full sleep cycle, and be able to make up for the lack of the deficit that you had throughout the night. And it's easier said than done, obviously, but the good thing is, as long as you close your eyes and shut down your brain to the best of your ability, you still make some type of gain, some type of sleep gain, and also if you're not able to get those power nap, you can always make up for the deficit of sleep cycle. You add them to the other days evenly or unevenly, and end up with a bulk of 35 or so sleep cycle at the end of the week. So like I said, it's just about cumulative gains of sleep, or cumulative amount that you're able to stack. And sleep is important, and it's safe to assume that I'm able to get the required amount of sleep for myself to function, even though it's not perfect. It is what it is. You will never be perfect. You just can try to find strategies to make it happen cumulatively. So yes, what's to be remembered is it is important to sleep for you to make muscle gain and let your nervous system recover properly and adapt properly in order to make strength gains in terms of skills and everything. And then you require about 35 sleep cycles during the week, which you can split evenly to 5 sleep cycles. And the sleep cycle is about an hour and a half. We put it to 7 hours and a half daily. And for those who can manage to have even at least 4 sleep cycles, it's a win, because all you have to do is that extra sleep cycle, spread it out throughout the day and make up for the deficit that you observed during the previous night. So that's about it. All I wanted to share. Sleep is important. Manage to to make it happen, and the key is to find strategies to make up for the lack of sleep during the previous night. And it is important to shut down your brain during the day if you can, even for 15-20 minutes. Think about nothing. Even if it's hard to go to bed, it does help a lot for the good function of your brain. So that's about it. That's all I wanted to share with you guys, and I hope it was informative. Check out the books that I suggest sleep and Why We Sleep. Those are two good books. The book Sleep tells you about how to find strategies to make up for the sleep required to function well. And the second book, Why We Sleep, tells you about the benefit of sleeping and why we sleep, how we've evolved from unicells creatures to human that we are today, and as well as all the species, and why everybody do need sleep. And some theories suggest that we evolved from creatures that were fully sleeping to creatures that function well, because we notice that anytime our brain is awake, there is a certain level of brain damage that occurs. So it means the brain fully function without any type of obstruction or damage when it's fully shut down. So those are the interesting stuff you can find in those two books. And that's all we talked about knowledge a little bit today, and knowledge that can apply to you becoming a better functioning human being, healthy human being. Because in this day and age where everything is about ego and who does this better than this, it is important to remind you guys that it's all about health after all, and we have to focus on being healthy and having a good quality of life. So sleep is important. Make sure you get the good amount of sleep, and everything is and will always be the Meckanimal way. Life is hard, so you have to live harder. Peace.